Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Dean, let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is June 12th, 2022, and Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency markets have been dumping, okay? But I am not at all concerned, I'm not at all alarmed, and I'm actually waiting for a huge reversal at any moment, and I'm going to tell you why. If that sounds interesting to you, watch until the very end. Okay. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know, and people even make fun of me on the comments for it. You can probably see it as soon as I post. Some of these commenters are loyal watchers and listeners, and that's fine. People can have their own opinion, but I've been looking for a market reversal for a couple months now. Um, you know, uh, and there's a reason. There's a technical reason for why I've been doing this. And it doesn't mean I know exactly when, but I've basically been laddering into positions when I think that the market may likely turn around, okay? So right now I have 4 spot positions and 2 leveraged positions. Yesterday's dump was something that I didn't know was going to be as it wasn't that intense, but I didn't know it was going to go as low as it did. I wasn't expecting that. So I spent yesterday laddering in even more to my spot positions and playing defense on my leveraged positions, basically adding to my margin. And I know a lot of veteran traders say don't add to your losers, cut your losers. Ed Dakota, legendary trader, but they weren't losers, okay? They were in the green basically at the beginning of yesterday, and they just started, one of them started to go into the red ever so slightly. So I just added to the margin to make sure I could outlast whatever the last move down was. Now, remember, we study Elliott wave theory on this channel. I'm a sort of proponent, huge proponent of Elliott wave theory. That's my bread and butter. That is my wheelhouse. Every correction in Elliott wave theory, be it a triangle, a flat, or a zigzag, a complex correction or a simple correction, it doesn't matter. They all end in an impulse, okay? So when you get an impulsive move down, right, and you're waiting for a move in the opposite direction, you should know that the end is near, because every correction, be it complex or simple, ends in an impulse, okay? And people who aren't savvy in technical analysis or Elliott wave theory will probably say, oh, that's just the composite man, or the market makers trying to shake out the weak hands. Okay, that's their way of explaining it. Like, fundamentally, they're shaking out the weak hands with this last dump, right, to try and clear out the market. Okay, maybe there's some reason, or there's some validity to that, I don't know. But in terms of Elliott wave theory, just technically, pure technical analysis, you always have to end whatever corrective patterns with an impulse, right? It can be a simple WXY double three. It can be a complex triple three, WXYXZ. They all end, if it's a Y wave or it's a Z wave, all ends in an ending diagonal or a simple 53535 impulse. So when you see some impulse, right, that takes you in the opposite direction of where you thought the market was going, that's actually when you should start being more aggressive in your laddering in. If obviously if your larger analysis is correct, you always have to be careful, right? You could be wrong, and it could be just a intra wave move and leading to more impulsive waves down, right? So you have to be careful. But if you're pretty certain, you have a good reason to believe that your larger analysis is correct, right? for a market reversal and you see an impulse, be ready to be more aggressive in your investments, in your adding to your position. Not financial advice, but that's basically what I spent yesterday doing, because I saw this impulse and I'm like, I thought it was going to end around here, yeah, because I'm seeing this support and I'm like, I guess I can count 5 waves here, but I'm not exactly sure. And then we kept going down. I'm like, I don't know how long this is going down. But then I was like, well, it's the last wave of a corrective move. If I'm correct in my entire read, this was my initial break of structure, my big A. This was a complex 333 WXYXZ. That was my B. Here we start my small a, my pivot, okay? And all of this, 1, 2, 3, was my small b pivot. So what comes after is my pump. Okay, that's my reversal pattern. If you're confused, maybe you're new to the channel, I've explained this ad nauseum on this channel. It's basically something I've spied in my trading career, my charting career. I've been trading for years, been charting for years. I've been looking at charts every day. I have this daily update. I literally look at the charts every single day. And in my time doing that, given my background in Elliott wave theory, I've identified a pattern that every asset puts in for a market reversal, and it's time frame agnostic, meaning you can go on the 1 minute time frame and see it happen. You can go on the hourly or the daily or the weekly and see it happen. Okay, and so I'm looking at the markets, all these different assets that I'm invested in, and I'm seeing these patterns play out. So I'm confident that a reversal is coming soon. I just don't know exactly when, and that's okay, right? We don't have to be perfect in knowing when. We just have to know it's close, okay? And so for the past 2 months, I've been like, it's close, we're close. And as a result, I've been laddering into positions, right? Multi-million-dollar positions, both on spot and leveraged. And most of my money obviously is on spot to reduce my risk, because as I said, I don't know where the exact bottom is. And when you're on leverage, right, you can get washed out quite quickly. So I just have to be careful. That's part of my risk management. And it's funny, yesterday when I was doing my work, this is my job, this is my full-time job, I got annoyed. I'll tell you, I got angry. And I was like, oh, I feel like this is the bottom. Because I don't typically get angry. I'm like, the market's the market, and it is what it is. But then I was like, what the hell kind of scammy price action is that? I was just, letting off steam. And I'm like, looking at myself like, wow, this may very well be the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the pump today, because I literally got like mad yesterday looking at the charts. Okay, anyway, looking at Cardano, this is my big A. Okay, here we have a flat correction, right? Where in Bitcoin you had some sort of 333 correction, WXYXZ. Here, I think you just have a simple flat correction for your B. And then in ADA, here you have a small a for your pivot. So it basically goes A wave, B wave. The A wave is typically a flat correction. I've never seen anything but, well, I've seen a zigzag correction as well. So flat or zigzag. I've never seen a triangle, but, I don't know. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it can't exist. A wave, B wave. B wave can be a flat triangle or zigzag, but typically it's a flat. A wave in the pivot is typically a flat or zigzag, just like the big A wave. But sure, anything's possible. Why can't it be a triangle? Just because I haven't seen it or I haven't noticed it, right? And then the B wave of the pivot can be a flat triangle or zigzag. Now, the challenge is to identify complex corrections, right? And, where does one begin? Where does one end? So it's challenging, but it's fun. It's like a big puzzle. And I've seen this pattern play out very consistently, okay? So here I'm seeing it on Cardano like so. And so for me, this is my reversal, okay? So I'm like 12x leverage in this position. I've got my a liquidation point down here somewhere. And so this is one of the positions that I was protecting yesterday because I was like, I don't know how low this is going to go. And I know, according to Elliott wave theory, that a B wave can retrace as low as a 1618 of the A wave. So, there's a lot of room for that retrace. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in Cardano, and so it looks like we are actually experiencing a quite impulsive move. I would not be surprised if this was it, my friends. This was the moment. So that's 2.9% in just a few minutes, right? Because I haven't been on for too long. Yeah. And this is a 15-minute chart. Look at that volume right here. So I think this is what we've been waiting for. And this is amazing, right? We talk about sentiment analysis, right? We can do all of our technical analysis, and that's great. But we talk about sentiment analysis. I was pissed off yesterday, and I thought to myself, if I'm pissed off, we may be at a bottom. And you look at sentiment analysis throughout crypto Twitter, throughout the fear and greed index, and it's actually a thing. Markets are basically your fear and greed, your emotions that you're seeing in an open traded market when people are, buying and selling goods freely, right? Fear and greed are a thing. Okay, so that was Bitcoin, Ravane. That chart is imperceptible on the smaller time frames. It's annoyingly imperceptible. So yeah, let's not. Okay, on the 4-hourly time frame, you can make something out. Looks like this consolidation that we've been in broke down, but again, you're seeing a big A. Perhaps this is a big B, right? Some sort of complex correction, or maybe a flat correction. This is your A, your small A. This was your small. Sorry, this is so messy. Okay, start over right here, small A. This was your small B, maybe a flat correction, okay? And your reversal, okay? So it's an assumption. You don't know for sure, but this is how you read. You read and react, okay? Some people get pissed off. They're like, yeah, you changed it. Yeah, I did change it because I don't fucking know, dude. I'm doing my best. It's like a puzzle that's freaking moving where the pieces are fungible. They're changeable. They're liquid. And you have to still put the puzzle together. Like, fucking hell, what do you want from me? But still, I find that this method is quite good. It's giving me a serious edge. Okay, there's some assets that I bought near the absolute bottom, so although it's not 100% accuracy, it's quite good. And I know a lot of serious traders, a lot of people on crypto Twitter who say they're serious traders, who have large positions, are yelling short the market today. They're gonna get squeezed. It's going to be a short squeeze. I haven't been thinking short in months, right? For the reason that, my macro analysis is showing a huge pump with outsized return to the upside. So going short, it's just too risky, right? Even if there was a little more room to go to the downside, you see what I mean? So Telcoin, same thing, big initial break of structure. Right here, you have your B wave, which is a simple flat correction. Then you have your start of your reversal, I think, right here. And then all of this is your small b. And so I'm expecting that pump there. Let me just erase that because I don't like messy charts. Can I do that? Can I get away with that? Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. I'll do that on my own time. KDA. Let's remove this. It kind of kept the integrity of that downward sloping wedge. Big A, I'd say big B right here. Okay, small A, I think all of this was small b. Perhaps a flat correction with just an elongated impulse to the downside. And then I think you get a big pump. Okay? So that's KDA. That's one of my spot positions. Very proud of it. I'm proud of all of my positions. Reserve rights, really proud of this one. This is one of my leveraged positions, small leverage, not much. This I think is big A. I think this was big B right here. I think this was small a of the pivot. I think this was small b of the pivot. And I think you finally get some impulse, okay, right here. So that's reserve rights. Again, this is what I'm seeing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, but this is just my read, okay, for what it's worth. But I mean, it looks like a great time to buy. This price action looks amazing. Looks like we are starting to pump. Big A, right? No, sorry. See, this is the trick. This looks like big A, but this can also be big A, right? See, it's all composed. It's hard to tell what's what, where you're looking. I think this is big B. I think the pivot started here, small a, and then you have a crazy complex correction here, probably a W, X, Y, X, Z, a 333 for small b. You see how that works? I mean, it's, if you love puzzles, do Elliott wave theory, learn about Elliott wave theory. Like, instead of doing Sudoku or whatever, like, learn about Elliott wave theory, get into reading markets. You're going to make a lot of money and fulfill your desire to figure out puzzles. It's fun. I think it's fun. I mean, maybe it's just me. And it's very, very lucrative if you figure it out, right? If you stick with it. But part of that is, showing up every day, doing your due diligence, being optimistic, not being such a, the markets are never going to turn around. No, it's cycles. Just like the sun eventually comes out after, who knows, a long, long night. The sun's eventually going to come out. Relax, right? It's gonna turn, and then just like it's gonna pump. After that, it's gonna dump again. They're all cycles. Everything's a cycle. Okay, so you have big A here, big B here. That's your big B. This is your small a of your pivot. This is clearly your small b of your pivot. A regular flat correction in Cardano. That's your reversal pattern. And then that's on the smaller time frame. If you zoom out on Cardano, you can see that it has put in something almost like 300 days of downside, right? And that's respected so this downtrend has respected the 618. It's basically in the golden pocket right here, right? 5 waves up, 3 waves down, expect 5 waves up. That's one of my leverage positions, a leverage position that I'm really, really excited about, because I mean, that's a multi-million-dollar trade right there. So that's pretty much it from me. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Again, it's not about not getting annoyed, not being angry. It's just understand what that means. Like, you're not the only one angry, troll in the comment section. I'm talking to you. You're not the only one that's angry. Understand what that means. And instead of just, you can type, you can comment, whatever, I don't care. But like, be smart and use that to your advantage, and understand that that means we're close to a market bottom because you're angry. Okay? There's a reason you're so angry, right? Think about it, right? So that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys make a lot of money. I hope the markets work out for you and you've built some good positions to help you and your families and your friends, whatever. All right. Take care. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye, everyone.